Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing from. This is Laura Thompson, your friendly, fabulous, feisty, fierce, and phenomenal CEO and creator of TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach, and you're tuned into the coffee break. And we have the distinct privilege of having candidate for District 2 City Council, Walter Perry. How you doing, Walter?
How you doing, Laura? Thank you for having me today.
Oh, no problem. So Walter, today you're our first candidate to come on and talk on an exclusive interview with TAAN TV about your platform, and we call this series "Ready to Lead." So, are you ready to lead?
Yeah, I'm ready and willing to lead.
Okay. So before we get started, can you just kind of introduce yourself? Tell people, where you're from, what you do, why you're doing it, and why you're running for city council in District 2.
Yes, ma'am. Walter Perry. I'm born and raised on the east side of town. I'm running to make a difference, but also to change the direction of our community. Over the last few years, our community has not had the resources. We have not had the job training. We have not had the workforce training. We have not had the economic development that we needed. And we have not had the support from the city that we truly needed and the representation. So over the years since Ivy Taylor left, that chair has been flip-flopped back and forth, back and forth. So now we need to take it in a new direction. And I feel like through my experience, through my training, I think I can take it to the next level. Give me 1 second real quick. I'm gonna stop this dog from barking real quick. Hold on.
Okay. So we're while we're waiting for Walter Perry, he's running for District 2 City Council, and he's going to talk about just as much as he wants to talk about his campaign, why he's running. He's going to tell you about early voting, which early voting is underway. It started yesterday on Monday. And election day is May 1st, I think, but he's going to come back and let us know.
All right. Yeah, that was really throwing me off. So yeah, so basically we're running on the Perry plan, and the Perry plan is an infrastructure plan for the people. And what that means is when people speak about infrastructure, we speak about sidewalk repair, we speak about street repair, lights, all that type of stuff. But our people are broken. And there's never been a plan to repair the people. So the Perry plan is an infrastructure plan for the people. It's health and wellness. We have to heal our people because every person you heal, you remove a public threat. So we have to have places where people can heal, places where people can talk to other people, and resources where if people need the help, they can go get it. It's about empowering the people. You got to think about investing in our people. We never had that. We've invested in so much other things, but we never truly invested in our people to make them reach their full potential and put them in a position to where they can be self-sufficient. And that's why I feel like the Perry plan is that plan that can push our district forward.
Wow. So I heard you talk about workforce. I heard you talk about economic development and education. So how important is kind of upgrading our workforce in District 2?
It's very important. The San Antonio Economic Development Foundation back in 1979 had this study. And after this study, we got named Cheap Labor USA. And ever since that label has been sticking to us, meaning that no matter how hard you work, no matter how much education you get, in San Antonio, you're only worth so much. And depending on your skin tone, you're only worth so much, and your zip code, you're only worth so much. So our workforce has been severely decimated because over the years, we were business owners. But then after we started going to school and coming back and trying to find jobs, we couldn't. So a lot of us left, a lot of us just, went to other things. But my point is, we have to invest in the people here. And we haven't truly done that. And I saw other cities where they invest in their people, and those cities are phenomenal. These people not only stay, they reinvest in their communities, they empower other people, and we have to adopt that type of mindset if we want to change this community and this city.
So how would you do that? So like uh, this past year, and it's probably been a little bit better, maybe, but due to COVID-19 and all of the restrictions that we've had during COVID-19, how do you think that's further affected the workforce? And what are some of the things that you would do in order to get the workforce plan on track to help people?
Well, first and foremost, I want to give my condolences to all the families who lost people behind COVID-19 and the people who are going through it. My heart goes out to you. Fortunately, God has blessed me and my family to not have to go through that. And so I will always want to be mindful of the things that I say when it comes to COVID, because it's affected everybody in different ways, mentally, physically, just so many different ways. COVID-19 has devastated this world and our community. So with that being said, a lot of businesses went under. Uh, from the business owners I talked to, some said it's a blessing in disguise because some business owners couldn't afford the rent where they were at, and they were they had a ball and chain type business. So it allowed them to free themselves from that situation. But there were other businesses that were thriving, and they lost customers and they lost their business because they couldn't pay their workers. So it was collateral damage all the way around. So for me, as we come up out of this, people are getting the vaccine and stuff like that. People are hiring. But the thing about it is that people have been off for so long. We have to get them back into the rhythm of wanting to go back to work. So how do we do that? That's up to each corporation, like USAA. They have their ways of getting their workers back. We have to find ways to get these workers back because lethargy, fear of catching COVID on the workplace, that is a big concern. That's the biggest concern of why people have not returned to the workforce. So now we have to learn new skills, new trades. People have become business owners. And to me, I feel like the next blue collar worker moving forward are your self-employed workers, your Schedule C workers. I'm a tax preparer, and I've watched so many people begin new businesses and file taxes for the first time on their businesses. So for me, I think that's where it starts there. With our small businesses, we need to give them access to capital. And for the ones who don't have businesses, who are like gig workers, we have to find ways to get them the grants and the resources for them to be able to do what they do, because that's a service as well. And it's businesses on each level. So we have to tap in and find people who can advocate for these types of businesses on these different types of levels and find them the necessary capital so that way they can scale up or make sure that they can have the employees paid when they need to be paid.
Wow. So we talked about accountability offline, but before we talk about that, you're tuned into the Coffee Break on TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach, and we're here with candidate for District 2, Walter Perry Sr. And we were talking a little bit about accountability and being accountable, not only if you win the seat, but as a candidate. So can you talk a little bit about what that accountability might look like?
Well, first of all, accountability starts with yourself. You have to be mindful of the things that you're doing. But as far as the council, I feel like this. You have to pay your employees on time. You can't be lying and then something comes out on you and then all of a sudden you want to try to clean it up. Like, no, you wasn't ready for that. You should have cleaned that up first, then ran for that seat. That's accountability. When you say, hey, let me make sure everything is off of me before I try to run for this. You are being accountable because you know that people are going to be looking at you. And if they let somebody like who don't have the best type of principles, who have hazy methods, get the seat, then what does that say about the seat? What does that say about our community? They're saying, oh, Who the hell is District 2 over there voting for? Y'all let this person in here? So when budget stuff happens, big money stuff happens, and looking at the district further and having a vision, they're sitting there like a deer in headlights. Can't look at those numbers, don't know how to do projections. I went to school to prepare for this, to be able to read that budget and look at line by line item and say, hey, hold on. This, oh, y'all been spending money on this? No, let's take this out of here. This can be better suited over here. Or better yet, I tell you what, we have an underdeveloped workforce. We need to invest in our workforce. Again, the Economic Development Foundation on March 31st, 2021, just unveiled the all-in essay plan. What that is essentially is within 5 years, they're raising $38.5 million. They already raised $1 million. So the plan is to have 140,000 new jobs, over 200,000 new degrees and certifications, and over $8 billion in wages and salaries. I ask everybody, where do you want District 2 to be when this is going on? On the sideline, looking with our hands out, or in the mix training our workforce? And this is how we'll do it. We have the Texas Workforce Commission right there on the east side. And we got Sam Houston, which is the P-Tech program. If we invest in those young kids in the P-Tech program, cybersecurity, San Antonio's #2 behind DC in cybersecurity in the nation. Why aren't we investing money in those kids in Sam Houston? Why isn't Sam Houston a hub for our tech program? Who's making the connections over there? Nobody. You know why? Because they're steady trying to bring outsiders in here, steady trying to push other agendas. You know, like Jalen's running, and he's a teacher at Madison. But you're running in District 2, you have no connection to those kids at Sam Houston. I've yet to hear him say, let's put money into the P-Tech program. I'm the only candidate that said that. You know why? I'm the only one that's connected to that school like that. They went there, yes, but I'm still connected to that school. So yes, I'm going to invest money into those young people. I'm going to invest money into developing our workforce, and I'm going to find money for our small businesses and our residents. That's my plan, and it's going to work.
Wow. So we talked about developers a little bit also, and over probably about maybe the past 10 years or so, we've seen a lot of new development and redevelopment on the east side, and so that means that, you know, that was a great need for, number one, for us to have an overhaul as far as aesthetics on the east side, and services and businesses to come in, you know, health centers, those types of things. But with those projects come developers. And so what do you, and how do you feel about candidates accepting money for developers? Or do you think there's a good reason to accept money from developers, or a good reason not to?
I think that any money that you accept that doesn't benefit the community is bad. And I feel like this, I'm not opposed to developers, but we have to find a win-win in the situation. If a candidate is accepting money, but then after 2 years, you don't see anything, that was a bad deal. That was a horrible deal. And the candidate was only thinking about themselves. Now, if the candidate got money and then all of a sudden you see like a hospital over here, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. You got a hospital over here. Movie theater over here. Or if you leverage to get better street repair, more lighting over here, the junkyard taken care of on Covington and Boulder, then I can understand you. You know, that's the cost of doing business around here. Nobody's not really going to be mad at you if the community is benefiting from this. But the community is not benefiting. You're running around taking money, and they're winning and we're losing. Look at those houses on MLK. No back doors. She should be gone for that. You voted against the renters. Then on top of that, y'all put homes. It's in my neighborhood. That's why I'm so fired up about it. It's in my neighborhood. It's in Wheatley Heights. They put those ugly houses in Wheatley Heights. We did not want that. We need street repair. We need more lighting. We got MLK Park right there. We got J Street Park right there. Where's the lighting for that? Why are you putting those ugly houses right there? We don't want that there. No back doors. So she should be going for that. But no, they're going to try to push her through. They're going to try to push everybody else through because people got agendas. They already took the money. So they got to deliver. So this is what you showing us after all the developer money you took, these ugly little matchbox houses? No, unacceptable.
So you have developers that come in, and some of the things that they built look pretty nice, but some agencies have been connected to some of the development. But so then we talked about lobbyists. So you got developers coming in, giving money for who God knows what, and then you have lobbyists. So what is the role of a lobbyist?
Lobbyists pay to push agendas, and usually those agendas are not beneficial to our community. It's a lot of lobbyists that get to operate in San Antonio, and they get to push all type of agendas. But they don't push the agendas of the East Side, District 2. They don't push agendas of economic development. And I'm trying to understand why Jalen is taking all this outside lobbyist money, and he comes from Madison. He's only been here 8 months. Like, what have you done? And so for, Trevino in District 1, he's running his own race, but you up here trying to endorse another candidate. Like, how tacky is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, let the candidates run their own races. I understand if, that's your friend or whatever, y'all share values about things, but I'm telling you, it's tacky. And it's a detriment to our community, to the people who's really been putting in the work. And for him to be accepting money from lobbyists, especially one lobbyist group who was circulating a picture of a black man that looked like a monkey. I told them to get rid of it. I don't think they got rid of it. And so for him to be accepting money and to be affiliated with them, I think that's very disrespectful, especially somebody like me who got out of prison, who's trying to shed that type of stereotype, the angry black man, the King Kong looking black man. So they had a picture up there, the top organization, they had a picture up there. And I asked them to take it down, and they left it up there. But he accepts this, this endorsement, but he's running around talking about people is persecuting him because of his sexuality. But I went to him and said, hey man, this picture offends me. You're not going to speak out? No, I'm not going to speak out. I said, so you want it both ways. So he's taking all the money, don't know the community. He's working with kids that's not even in our district. He's at Madison. Tell him today one Sam Houston teacher, he can't. But he's running over here. Come on, man. It's bigger. It's something bigger going on. And you just saw the verdict today with Chauvin. We got a situation here with the police. And so for us, especially minorities, Black people, we like, yeah, we see it, but what y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it, but wait for the next thing to happen. So Black people on guard right now. So, I'm really, really tired of feeling this way. I try to be nice around law enforcement. I try to be as gentleman-like as I can, but to know that some of them see me as an enemy, to feel the heat when I walk past them, knowing that I haven't done nothing to them, or they may be like, man, I just want to just smash me a Black person. Just to look them in their eyes and just be like, yeah, I know what you're saying. I shouldn't be having to feel like that. And for these candidates to not be addressing these type of issues, but addressing other stuff that has nothing to do with our community, I think that's shameful.
Wow. So you are tuned into the coffee break on TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. And Walter Perry Sr. Is a candidate for District 2 City Council. And we're here talking about his platform and some of the issues that he wanted to address to the audience today to let people know a little bit about him. He is the first person that is running for District 2 City Council to appear on I'm so used to saying read, but Ready to Lead, the Ready to Lead series. So, you determine if he's ready to lead by, casting your vote. Another thing he told me is that there's a low voter turnout. So I don't know if everybody viewing knows that early voting is underway, but tell them those dates and the dates for election day. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, so tell the audience the early voting dates and the dates of election.
Oh, the early voting started yesterday on the 19th, and it goes all the way to I believe, the 27th next Tuesday. And May 1st is election day. And guys, every day I go and get the election numbers. And yesterday they were low, but that's okay. I know you guys are gonna come through. I need you guys to come through. We got some important things that we got to change. And man, it starts with us. And this is our community. We got to take charge of it. And also, I need people to join the Sam Houston PTA, because Sam Houston really needs the alumni to step up, because it just listen, man, we need tender love and care in our community. It's too many of our institutions that raised us and made us that are being left in the hands of people that do not care about us. And man, if we let the wrong person get in this seat, it's going to set this community back about 20 years. And I'm telling you this. Like I told y'all about the Promise Zone. If y'all don't listen to me and get Walter Perry in the seat, it's going to set us back. You watch. They already showed you they sold out. They already voted against the residents already. They already showed you they're for the developers. They're already showing you. So let's stop playing around. My plan is a plan for the people.
Wow. So you heard it first from Walter Perry Sr. on TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, what your blueprint for success looks like for District 2.
First of all, you have to have a great team. And for me, if you don't have a great team, I don't care what you try to do, it's going to fail. So your team is the most important thing. And I see this council seat like how I see a championship winning team. The councilman is the general manager. Your chief of staff is your coach. And your staff that's on there, they're your assistant coaches. And the workers, they're the players. But your coach, you have to pick the right coach, because you have the wrong chief of staff, then your whole thing is going to get out of whack, because you're paying them the most. And then that person has a lot of authority. And then your workers, they have to know the community. They have to be go-getters. They have to be self-starters. They have to be in tune. They got to know stuff about the community you don't know. You got to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're going to be in trouble. And I'm telling you that. Surround yourself with older people and young people, a mix of both. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. Surround yourself with people who will tell you about yourself respectively. Surround yourself with people who don't always tell you yes, but won't hate on you. But when you're executing out here, write your stuff down. Have your things in order. Have a plan. Have a step. And when you finish that step, look at it. Look at the goal. Reevaluate it. Talk about it. See where you probably can get better as you move forward. That's how we got to move. That's the blueprint for success. That's how I've always moved out here. That's why that's why I'm here right now, even though everybody who I've met over the years, they've come and gone. But Walter Perry's right here. Every day you look up, who's right there? Walter Perry. I'm always there. And that's because the blueprint that I set for myself in prison has carried me the last 20 years, even when times got bad. Like, I consider myself an expert of overcoming obstacles. I'm a master of overcoming obstacles. And that's what I bring to the council seat. That's what sets me apart. That's what makes me so unique. I can show my community how to overcome the obstacles. Oh, y'all couldn't work with council? I can show you how to get around that. Oh, y'all trying to get new businesses over here? Okay, I'll show you how to get around that. Oh, y'all trying to get people more engaged? Okay, I'll show you how to get around that. You know, I'm a master of getting over obstacles because I had to face so many. And so many of my people who raised me, they showed me too. They showed me how to tap in. And so I'm gonna show my community how to tap in and get over these obstacles. That's how we gotta do it. You need a leader who's fearless. That you do. You don't need nobody whose credentials is already gone. So now when they doing the budget, you can't say anything because you had a problem with money. So they like, no, just wait your turn. Whatever crumbs is left, we got y'all. But nothing never dropped down. But now you got somebody, oh, what y'all got up in here? Oh, it's money. Oh, y'all got a little bit too much over there. Break some of that over here in this plate. And then invest in things that's really going to give our people value and build our businesses up so we can scale up. We need to scale up and not scale back and fall apart and fall to pieces. We got to take it to a new level or we over.
Wow. So you heard it first again on TAAN TV. You tuned into the coffee break. I'm here with Walter Perry on the Ready to Lead series. And so he sounds like he's ready to lead to me. I have one additional question. And I might have, depending on how you answer, I might have a couple more, but what distinguishes you from the other candidates for District 2?
As I said, my experience, I worked at SAGE for 2 years. I'm the only one with economic development experience. I have experience working on all levels of government. I've worked on different levels of government, different projects. I've been over grant review committees to approve grants for businesses in the area. I know the area. I have a relationship with all the Eastside businesses. But the most important thing is what I told you earlier. I'm a master and an expert of getting over obstacles. And I believe that my plan, the Perry plan, will help this community finally get over its obstacles of the last 30 and 40 years. And that's what sets me apart. I'm the only one that truly has a plan.
Wow. And I want to say, I noticed, like, you know, when you drive down Walters, the new development and certain parts of the east side, there's a lot of new development and a lot of different people moving into the community. And then, like you said, on MLK, there really didn't seem to be a plan to kind of redevelop, although they talked about it, you know, in previous years. But there hasn't really been a blueprint or a plan to really revitalize that area. And I think that it should be, because it's a historic street, and you know, it needs a lot of work. And to have houses there with no back doors it's a safety issue, and it's just outright unacceptable to expect people to live in those kind of conditions. So, you know, I'm glad that you and a couple of other candidates in previous discussions talk about that.
Well, no, don't let them just parrot stuff. Let's go back to the promise zone when we had the tax breaks, we had all the economic, you know, influence to be able to reshape this community. Well, there was no money for infrastructure in that promise zone deal. There was no money for infrastructure. There was tax breaks for businesses. There was all that. But this is where we should have had social responsibility from our businesses. For every business that moved into our area, they should have been required some type of economic development for that area, some type of impact study. There was no oversight. So people were snatching up properties. They were just doing whatever they wanted to do. And then when they saw that the funds and all the resources was depleting, they started leaving again. And so even the programs that came, most of the money did not come over here. Man, it was one agency who came into the promised zone, took so much money, and come to find out the money was way up in Cincinnati. So like EPN and all this stuff, when they got the apartments, they had to redo about 40 units because they had the bathrooms on the second floor. So here's another situation where they don't have any back doors. So where's the oversight again? And these houses are ugly. I'm telling you, I hate riding down MLK. And it just so happened that it happened during COVID. So everybody got their PPP money and then just bought up all these lots. And then all of a sudden, tractors everywhere. And honestly, there was no black businesses. It was just all Hispanic. So it's like, wait, hold on. Well, I got a homeboy that got a construction company. I got a homeboy that got a trucking company. Why they not getting no contracts? Why they not getting no work? And you know, everybody, well, don't go racial. No. We got to do it racial because racial is a health crisis now in San Antonio. And every time I see something that people's getting and black people not getting it, it makes me get anxious. My anxiety goes up. So it's a health crisis when I see that resources that we supposed to be getting are going elsewhere. That bothers me a lot. When hardworking black businesses are not getting the help from the city and they're doing everything that they can to get their paperwork straight, be on time, and present themselves in a way to where they can get this money. And when they don't, or these other minority businesses and small women-owned businesses, when they don't get the funding, like a Jane Gonzalez or somebody, that frustrates them. And it makes them say, man, why they keep passing us up for these big people? So I urge the city, when I get there, with y'all's help, I can get there. But I urge y'all, when I get there, we're going to have to make a philosophical and an institutional change in there when it comes to doing business with the people. Because now your blue collar worker, like I said, is now your self-employed, your Schedule C worker. Because now people are not getting 1099s and working for cash, and they got to file taxes as self-employed or a gig worker. So now the face of the economy and the working person has changed now. So we have to change with the times and stop trying to pay people like they're just some $4 at McDonald's back in '82. We got to look at this and start saying, hey, Tesla's coming, Amazon's coming. Man, we want to bring other businesses here. Shoot, I want to be riding a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to be, I want my community to be able to be going to work, getting benefits from Tesla and all that, and not watching from the sidelines and not having to work, pillar to post and all night just for crumbs. So we got to start looking at this from a business aspect and stop coming with our hands out. People don't want hands out. They want a hand. So we have to find a way to generate that. And I'm telling you, we have things already in place. Sage, we got the bond that's coming up. We got the inner city cheers. We have so many things that's already in place that we can use to activate our small businesses and then lure other businesses. So in closing, I'll say this. The reason why I want you to vote for me is because I'm the only one who has a plan. And my plan is strictly for the growth of the people and the growth of our businesses. Over the last 30 years, people say we've been getting treated like the stepchild. I can, to a certain extent, yes. But I like the vision that Ivy Taylor was taking our city. I saw growth. I saw the playing field being leveled, and I saw something. Now, I don't know what happened in between there, but I feel like that blueprint, along with what Tommy Calvert is doing and what these other leaders are trying to do, I think if we put this together and go in with this all-in SA plan and be a part of the job growth and develop our undeveloped workforce, I feel like that's going to bring value to our people, because then they will be in a position to not only have these jobs, but be in a position to be supervisors and also be partners with some of these companies if the chances are there. So that's why I feel like you should vote Walter Perry, because I'm the one with a true vision, and I feel like it's measurable, and I know it's going to happen if you put me in that seat.
So tell people when they can vote. when the polls are open and when they close.
The polls this week open from, I believe, from 7 to 6 p.m. And I think next week is going to be from 8 to 8. Saturday, I think it's 8 to 8, I believe. And I don't know if it's open on Sunday afternoon. I'm not sure. But I know May 1st, it's going to be open from 8 to 8. And I need you guys to go to the polls, flood the polls. Yes, it's 12 candidates. But if you do the right thing, if you go, if you vote Walter Perry, it's going to be a landslide. And we can get this on the right track. I'm the only real East Side person up there who really speaks the language of the people. I'm a St. Philip's College graduate, homecoming king, and I'm a business graduate. And you can hold me accountable, and you can call me, and I believe in the community.
Wow. So you have been tuned into the coffee break, and we've been here with Walter Perry. And he sounds like he's ready to leave. I don't know what you think, but share this if you're watching. And so that we're going to keep everything up so you can watch and take notes and listen to everybody's platform. But thank you so much, Walter, for coming on and talking to us and spending time with us. I know this is a busy week for you with early voting. So go out there and if you're ready to lead, take it by the bullhorns and make it happen. So thank you so much for stopping by. Do you have any final words?
Yes. As always, I love the community. We are the East Side. I'm currently looking for team players in the event that I do win. If anybody want to join my team, I'm looking for advisors. Anybody who's smarter than me. If you feel like you're smarter than me and you can add value to me, please contact me. I'm humble, I'm coachable, and I am ready to take the city in another direction. If you feel like you can add value to what I've just said during this 30-minute talk, during a coffee break, and please contact me. I promise you, and we will make a fantastic team. And when we get into office, we're definitely going to change District 2. Don't be afraid. The possibilities are there. Walter Perry's your guy. Please vote for me. The winner smile. Come get me. Let's win this.
All right. Well, thank you. Fun and very informative and very inspirational. So, if you missed part of this, go back and look at it. Look at the whole thing because he's got a lot of nuggets in here for you to learn from and for you to take in and to help you make the right decision when you go to the polls. So this has been Laura Thompson with Walter Perry on Ready to Lead. You've been tuned into the coffee break on TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach. And thank you so much, Walter, for stopping by for a few minutes. And
thank you for having me.